But do you have a real job?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast. But do you have a real job? We are here today with a YouTuber and a boxer and somebody who works for or with Street Beefs on YouTube. We're here with Lord Besteban. Welcome to the podcast, man. Thanks for being here.
What's up, guys, bro? I'm excited to be out here with the Purple Hearts family, bro. This is dope. Thank you for reaching out, bro, and having me on here.
Yeah, man, I'm happy you're here. I see you in all the Street Beefs videos. And when I think about, when podcasts are not very big, it's hard to get people on. So you have to kind of pick out. I was like, I could probably get him on the podcast. He seems down to earth and cool. I could probably get him on the podcast. You know what I mean?
Bro. And just being real, like I've been on a few podcasts, but he's just so busy, man. And he's getting reached out to everybody. So, I'm usually the second best choice when it comes to the Street Beef stuff.
No, yeah, because you're in a lot of the videos. And I just noticed you like really in a lot of the videos. I mean, I've watched it for quite a while, and I just recently started noticing you in most of the videos now, where you're kind of taking Face's spot, where you'll do like the intro thing, and then somebody else will come in and do the reffing, but you'll come in and do the whole intro, like, welcome to the thing.
Face has just been doing it for a while, bro. And I mean, anybody who's watching this, bro, and is a fan of Street Beefs, y'all know this man has been doing this for like 12, 13 years straight. And so basically, like, I'm his right-hand man, bro. I help him out with everything, all the behind-the-scenes stuff, whether it's starting up branches or anything, bro, you name it, and I help out with it. And so basically I was like, bro, like you deserve a little bit of a break. You come in for however long you want. If you want, I can take it over, and just announce the fights and just run the event. And he said, yeah, bro, I mean, the man deserves a break.
Right, for sure. How long have you been doing like his job pretty much?
He allowed me to start doing that role. I want to say it's probably been like 5 months now. Even though I helped out with a lot of the decision stuff, just what moves to make and shit, and just advise him. And but just not too long ago, he's been letting me just run more of the on-camera stuff.
Right. So what all do you do on the camera, or what all are you doing in the behind the scenes besides just the the intros?
Whether it's like I said, we were doing the pop-up events. I was organizing all of that and editing videos, whether it was communicating to a fighter to set up a matchup with this other person, or, recently where I just set up, we're waiting on the contract to be locked in, but we could be starting a UK branch here soon, and it's just a long list of stuff. I could go on and on, bro. Really, he called, he asked me a question, and I help also, what's the name? I forget the name of the job, but I help run the channel as well. So I see everything that goes on with the channel. I try to keep our views up. I recommend to him, like, hey, this is when we should post at this time, or we should upload this many videos a day. I just give options out there and just give out ideas.
Right. Now, do you upload the videos too and edit them as well, or do you just do the uploading and somebody else edits the videos?
Yeah, so I used to do also, before, Face would just record the videos and then just straight upload it. And then eventually, because when he met me, bro, I was running a gym. I was a general manager at a gym. He's seen my work ethic over there. I was there every single day, 7 days a week, whether it was training or helping run the gym. And he wanted me to bring that to his organization. So eventually, after some time and convincing, he trusted me to run the channel. So we would have like a 50, 60 fight event, bro. And I would stay up basically for like 3-4 days straight. Cause at the time we was just like upload all of them as fast as you can. So I would stay up after the event. We'd be there for like 8-10 hours. I stay up, edit all the videos, and that was my only job then. So I would edit all the videos, upload them, and do that within like 4 days and knock all that shit out. Because before, like I said, he never edited them. He just put them straight up. So I was adding little things in there, adding intros. And then now, after you get to know somebody and shit, he realized that I was a trustworthy guy, a loyal guy, so he involved me in other things of the business. So now I do all the uploading. I'll edit. Like if we have, let's say like 40 fights, I'll upload 10 of them or 15 of them, and I'll edit them myself. And then I send them out to our camera guy who edits, and then Face's son who edits as well.
Right. And it does, like, you do start from the bottom like that. Like you were saying, he uploaded the whole video. Because like,
yeah, bro, I remember like, because like I said, he ain't know me, bro. He only knew me from the gym and we trained together. But like, I'm the only person outside of his family who has access to the channel. Like, I'm a channel manager, so y'all can look that up, what that means. So I basically have access to everything besides deleting the channel. And, you know, it took some time, bro, because I would tell him, like, because you go look at some of the older fights, they'd be recording it.
right.
And then, like, it would be an angle of the ground. And I'm just like, look, bro, like, obviously he before he met me, he was already at over 1 million. Like,
right.
That didn't hurt the video, but I was like, yo, if we just cut that out, it'll just make it look just a little bit nicer. A little bit nicer.
And I think that's how a lot of YouTubers work. Like, they have to fine tune their shit. And at first, you might not even know you're doing anything wrong. You're just like, dude, I'm uploading these videos. They're getting fucking views. I got 1 million subs. What the fuck? I ain't doing nothing wrong. And you're like, dude, if you tweak it a little bit, trust me.
Yeah, it just makes it look a little bit better. And, you know, it started out slowly. Eventually, he let me record the whole event. So I was actually the camera guy too.
Right.
But, you know, yeah, just started from the bottom, bro, like, and just work my way up. And, you know, that's what I did when I was general managing at the MMA gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever the owners needed, I was there, bro. No matter what, you call me at 12 o'clock, midnight, you call me 1, 2, 3 a.m., I'm waking up and taking that call, you know, because they might need me for something. So that's why I was able to move up so fast within the Street Beefs organization, because, you know, there might be something that needs to be worked on the channel. It's 3 a.m. or we got to do a deal. It's 3, 4 a.m. and he'll hit me up. I always answer the phone, bro, you know, so I always make myself available.
Right. And I think that's what really, you know, differentiates the people that don't make it in YouTube and the people that do make it in YouTube. The people that make it in YouTube are, it's like, doesn't matter what time it is, what day it is. Like when people ask you, like, hey, what are you doing tonight? The same fucking shit I've been doing. Fucking Street Beef shit. It's like the same shit I'm going to keep doing. And I like the entrepreneurial aspect of it, where you have the main channel and then you've got the GoPro channel and then Face has his channel and you got your channel. So it's like all these branches of this little snowball now turning into kind of a big ass snowball, and then growing all these other channels, and then everybody else can, you know, kind of make a living too. It's fucking crazy.
Well, yeah, bro. I mean, and Face, like, no matter what anybody says, bro, obviously I'm gonna be very biased. You know, that's my guy, but he's a very generous dude, bro. I remember because I was only like at that MMA gym, bro, I was definitely working 40 plus hours, bro. I was only making $1,000 a month. And when Face first found me and he put me on and I left that job, he was like, he didn't even have a job for me yet. He was just like, hey, man, I want you to come work for me. He didn't even tell me no details, what the hell I was going to do. Right. He was like, yo, I'll give you $2,000 up front, which would be 2 months of my pay. He was like, look, you can go ahead and have that. Because I told him that's all I needed to survive, you know, because at the time, that's where my mentality is, like, give me what I need to survive and let me prove to you that I can do it. But I didn't end up taking the money. I told him, I was like, bro, I got to work. You know, I'm not just going to take that shit. You know, I appreciate it. Like, don't get me wrong. I wanted the 2 bands, but
I'm sure
I just couldn't take it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, and he knows that I, at some point, I want my channel to be where he's at. And I don't want to do like any type of street beef stuff. You know, I want to, whether like, as far as throwing fights and shit. Right. I just want to do whatever it is I'm going to do. And it's dope that even though, you know, he uses me for a lot of things in the business and has me help him out with a lot of things, he's still helping me grow my brand and let me be successful and let me shine as well.
Right. So what would you want to do, you know, if you had your own YouTube that wasn't involved in street beefs at all? What would you want to do on that channel?
Bro, honestly, it is so difficult because like when people like I think I'm at 12,000 subs right now, and I've told people that, and they get so hype and shit, and it's dope. Like, don't get me wrong, I appreciate like growing. It took me like I think 2 years to hit that, but right now I feel like I'm at that stage in my YouTube career as far as like an individual where I just don't know what I want to do yet, because I started out doing Street Beefs content. It's like breaking down fights and shit, and then excuse me, from that I went into gaming, and then from that I went into boxing, like me boxing people and shit, and then from that I just did to kind of like vlogs or whatever I want to do. That's what I'm doing now, whatever I want to do. And it's just right now I'm trying to find myself as a creator, because for me, bro, there's only a few things in my life that I'll latch onto and I'll love it and I'll do it all the time. But other than that, like I love gaming, but if I find a game, I play it for a month, I'm just like, damn, this shit kind of boring. Then eventually I'm like, damn, I don't even feel like playing video games no more.
Right.
You know?
That's how it is, man.
Yeah, and I'm just like, for real, like honestly, like even though my shit's still growing, I'm just trying to find myself as a creator.
Right. That's how it is with me too. I do music, and it's like I do all types of different shit. When I first started, I did like one type of thing, and I was like, I kind of want to do some other shit. And then now I'm doing like 8 different things, and it's like, who gives a fuck? Now I'm just like kind of having fun, kind of where you're at, where it's just like, I don't know what I want to do really. I'm just kind of doing some shit to see what happens, and if I like doing it, fuck it. And
yeah.
so I think that's what a lot of people go through too.
Yeah, and that's what I found, bro. Like, I felt like the recent videos that I dropped, and there's some that I didn't drop that I have recorded, but I didn't have enough cameramen that they only had one, so I didn't get everything that I wanted to capture. But even during those recordings, I had fun because it was just me and like the boys, bro, and my friends and shit. And we were just chilling, talking shit. And I felt like I wasn't recording a video, I felt like I was having fun. And eventually all that shit, all this turns into a job, like Street Beefs at first, I was just so hype. I didn't see it as a job, but now I'm used to it. It's a job at the end of the day, but I just feel like as far as my content goes, being around good people, fun people, and just recording what I like to do, whatever it is, bro, and just putting that shit out there.
Right. So with the Street Beefs, how many locations do you guys have now? Because you guys obviously started with the main little behind the house location, and then you've been growing. How many locations do you have now? Not including the UK. Contract.
We have we're out in Washington State. We're out in so California guys, they bounced from like Vegas to I think New Mexico, Cali. So they bounce around, but we call them the West Coast branch. And then we have a Texas branch. And then I was just jumping around from state to state. And then, hopefully UK comes through. And this year, my goal is to just take Street Beefs international, and just make contacts around the world, bro, and try to really push Street Beefs to the international level.
Right. Now, obviously, these are like real fights. Like, these aren't fake, like scripted WWE. These are real fights. Obviously they're sanctioned, whatever. What does that mean? Like, what do you have to do to make sure that these fights are able to go down?
So it all of it just depends on the state law. So what we do is an amateur exhibition, and that's legal. Like in some states, you can't do it at all, so we don't even bother with those, Some there has been some fight clubs that are, I think like in South Carolina, there was a fight club that got shut down. It's just not legal. Like what we do is legal, it's not, we're not crossing any lines or anything. It's legal. It's amateur exhibition. And so the other places that we go to, it's legal as well, and yeah, I mean, that's just how we do it, bro. We abide by the laws and we just do our thing.
Right. Do you guys have to have medics on site or anything?
So as far as the law, I don't know, but we do have medics there.
Right.
We'll have people there to make sure the fighters are good. And like, if there is a fighter that gets injured, Face is always the first one to reach out to them. Whether it's a hospital bill, he'll start a GoFundMe. Like we have, I think like 40,000 members in our Facebook group in Street Beef. So y'all watching, if y'all want some like real behind the scenes shit, join the group. But like I said, like if there's like a serious like medical injury or whatever, Face is always the first one to reach out, start a GoFundMe. He puts in money of his own too. And we always look out for the fighters, bro. Like when I fought amateur, it wasn't a super serious injury, but like I injured my foot. I could barely walk, and for like the next couple of days, my eyebrow was split open, and nobody reached out to me, which they didn't have to. I'm not mad about it,
right?
But that's the difference between like our shit is like a family, bro. Even if we don't know you, if it's your first time, like we gonna look out for you.
I mean, how often do people get like seriously injured?
Not very often. Not very often. I've been with Street Beefs for like 2-3 years. I haven't seen really any serious injuries because, the main thing is for us, like there is. I feel like this is what changes what we do compared to what maybe not all other fight organizations as far as like backyard shit, but with us, we're not looking to see, like, let's say if me and you get in a fight at Street Beefs, you are whipping my ass. If I'm not, and I look like I'm about to get knocked out and I'm not throwing anything back, we will stop the fight.
Right.
Of course it would look better for you to be beating me up. I'm taking those shots and then you catch me with a clean one and knock me out, right? That looks better for the views, but that's not what we do, bro. We're trying to have people, we want to have a good experience. We want them to have a good experience, and there's nothing fun in that, even though obviously that would help views for anybody, any channel, but that's not what we look for, bro. We always stop. If there's any type of blood, we stop the fight. If the blood can't be stopped, we stop it all the way, because there is no what's it called, there's no like blood testing, so it's just we always look out for them, bro. We always make sure that they're all right. Obviously if somebody gets dropped with one punch like that we couldn't control, and it happens, bro. It's part of it. I mean, that could happen when we're playing tackle football outside. You just catch me with a good one, I go to sleep. But we always sometimes some of the fans like subs don't like it, but we just watching out for everybody's safety.
Right. And all the people there are wilding out anyway. They're having a good time. And I think the people that are fighters. The people that are in the ring, like they don't normally fight. A lot of these people are 0-0 or, they only been there a couple of times anyway. They're just all having a good time.
Some of the people just want to experience what it's like to be in a fight. Not everybody puts themselves in a situation or have ever been found in a situation where they're forced to fight, right? So a lot of people just want to be like, hey man, like I want to try this out. And a lot of the times, whether they win or lose, they're like, damn, I love this. And they end up training, and some of them might go amateur, or some of them might just train so they could do better the next fight in the yard.
Right. And all of them obviously aren't like, hey, I want to fight somebody just to have a good time. Some of them are actual beef matches. And the first one I ever watched on the channel, it came across my feed. It said white supremacist versus black guy or something like that. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it, the thumbnail was like them boxing. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm going to click this shit. And I can't remember who even won, but how does that even happen? Like, does the guy show up and say, I'm a white supremacist, I want to fight a black guy? Or like, how does that happen?
That situation was before I was even in Street Beefs, but I don't know too much info on that, but from what Face told me and how he's talked about in a lot of interviews, how it started out, bro, is two guys just came to his house. This is before Street Beefs was even a thing, and was like, hey man, I have a problem with this dude. Like, yo, let us use your backyard. Let's fight. I want to fight him. And that's how it started, bro. And like, I've had people DM me, whether they're in the group or just somebody outside of the group, and they're like, yo, Esteban, I got this beef, bro. And I'm sure they've messaged Face plenty of times. Like anybody who they can, they reach out to us and they're like, yo, I want to fight this guy. We got beef. Sometimes they show up, sometimes they don't, that's how the beef fights normally happen. And people just reach out and they just want to settle it.
Right. And I guess it is better that you settle it there than, somehow ended up in jail for some dumb shit that you shouldn't have done, or you just lost it or whatever the fuck. And you both can kind of just say, we fucking fought. Now what? Let's just fucking end it, whatever.
Well, yeah, bro. And that's the thing. Like, I've had some people tell me like, yo, fighting doesn't solve things, whatever. But the thing is, bro, that a lot of people don't understand is fighting somebody else to settle a difference has been going on since the beginning of time, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Since we've existed, we've been beef fighting, street beefs since the Roman eras, bro.
Literally.
they've been doing that shit forever, bro. Forever. Yep. So yeah, like, yes, it can settle it. There's been times where there has been beef fight. And like the thing is with beef fights, not all of them are posted either. There might be a beef fight, but just out of respect for both of them, so it doesn't continue. And this is on Face's call. Like I said, bro, you and I know that if that video was posted, it would get views, right? Yep. But Face, bro, he looks out for them and is like, look, if the video, and he makes the call on it, bro, like if the video is just gonna cause more drama and keep it going, there's no point to post it, bro. You know, so he beef fights, bro. They're pretty interesting.
Yeah, I remember one I watched, and the dude knocked this other dude out cold. I mean, fuck. And he's like, grab my phone, because he's gonna take a photo. And I was like, oh man, don't do that shit. Because like you're saying, it's like, dude, it's in the shit, and you don't want to keep it going by posting the video. And then one guy's like, look, I whooped your ass, bitch, and I'll do it again. And then you got another beef fight. You're like, fuck.
So with that situation, bro, we reached out to them, deleted the photo, and they ended up talking it out, and everything settled there. Sometimes even like that video was posted and they was good. Like after the fight, they stood there and talked for like 20 minutes, bro. Everything seemed kosher, Right. They was chilling, talking, and then it led to, and then that's just part of it, bro. It's just ego and pride sometimes. But we reached back out to them and be like, bro, the whole point of y'all fighting was so this doesn't happen. And so they came to a mutual understanding, bro. And just ever since then, I haven't heard anything about that.
Right. And obviously not all of them were beef fights. It started, with the beefs, but it moved on to a little bit more serious people. I know one of the guys, maybe two. I can't remember his name. I think it was Blackie Chan, but I also could be lying.
Man Warrior and Rico Reckless.
Yeah, they signed to a amateur fighting league or something like that.
Professional, with Anthony Pettis, ex-UFC fighter.
That's crazy as fuck. Like this dude that started a fucking boxing league in his backyard, or a fighting league, or whatever they want to call it, now has people signed to a professional, company or a person. Did they like come there to train or whatever, like to fight people to like get better and shit, or were they already kind of doing it on the outside of street beefs?
So these guys were already training, and I'll give it to them, bro. They put in the work. They've been already had some amateur fights, and they worked hard for that Anthony Pettis deal. But coming to street beefs was exposure for them, get their name out. Memnon went viral with his head kick. That was on Sports Center. It was everywhere, bro. Like,
damn, on Sports Center. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. It was on Sports Center on their Instagram page, like top MMA something, bro. Something about fighting, but he was on there like 2 or 3 times, bro. And there was other like Instagram pages that had like, 50, 100K, 200K. Everybody, bro, was sharing that. And that's something that, how to say this? So some amateur, I want to say like almost like MMA or boxing snobs, right? They don't like what we do. And the thing is what, besides offering a place to have beef fights, right, to settle your differences or just to experience a fight, if you are a legit guy, like think about it, bro. Kimbo, you familiar with Kimbo Slice? So Kimbo Slice.
I remember his whole story too.
He jumped straight to the fucking UFC.
Yep. From like his house.
Yeah.
He was just fighting in the backyards.
And so, and that's the thing, bro. Like, if you're skilled, right? And it is what it is, bro. Look, just like the NBA, other professional leagues, to make it to the big leagues, and fighting is different. You can go get a pro card right now and be considered a professional with no amateur fights. Anybody can do that. But I'm talking about like UFC, Bellator, like make it on Showtime boxing and shit, right?
Right.
Street Beefs offer, if you're serious, bro, it offers you a way to skip some steps, right? You have to win fights. Like by the time when you like while you're in Street Beefs, you have to win.
Oh yeah.
When you're amateur or pro, you have to win, you know, obviously to be at those levels. But we offer a way that you can skip steps from having to fight 20, 30 amateur fights. You come here, it doesn't affect your record at all. You're still fighting against guys like Memnon Warrior. We have plenty of guys that are talented, bro, and that are high-level amateurs. And you come here, test your stuff out. You beat those guys that are really good. You make a name for yourself. You start getting 20, 30K on Instagram. You know, now people are going to want you to fight for their promotion. Instead of you fighting, first off, amateur, you don't get paid. Street Beefs, you don't get paid to fight. Amateur, you don't get paid to fight. And when you fight amateur, you get no clout, bro. Nobody's going to know your name afterwards besides maybe 200-300 people that's in the arena. None of them are going to follow you on IG, right? Nobody's going to sub to your channel, but you go to Street Beefs, same shit, except you're getting clout, right? Which is clout is important if you're going to try to make it to the big leagues, right? Because you need a fan base. You need to show these professional organizations like, hey, I can get 40, 50 people to pay for the pay-per-view, make you money, you know? So that's something that we can offer, bro. Is like, you know, obviously you got to win and shit, but you can skip those steps that you don't need to take. And that's where the MMA and boxing snobs don't like it. They're like, oh, Street Beefs and don't have no legit fighters. You know, you got to fight Amy to go. That's bullshit, bro. Like Kimbo Slice did it. Fucking, what else? You know, we do have talent. We've had people that were pros, and they sparred with somebody, and it was on the channel, and they get dropped. You know, it is what it is, bro. Like we do got fighters here.
Right. And I can understand why, you know, UFC snob or some dick would be like, man, fuck those people. They're just got idiots fighting in the backyard. Only because they probably never seen a real fight. They're probably seeing the fights that dudes, you know, there's some people that show up, obviously can't fight worth a shit. You know, they're just throwing their arms around and they get knocked out or whatever. Both of them quit, you know, just some bullshit. But when you watch some of the fighters, there's a lot of fighters that, like you were saying, they actually have talent. It went from neo-Nazi versus a black guy to actual fighters being signed, actual fighters actually fighting in there, like Beach. I think he's a great one. You have Blackie Chan. Blackie Chan was a good one too.
Amateur ranks right now. He is tearing it up in the amateur ranks.
Right. And these people always fight. And like every time they fight, like you were saying, they get clout because not only are they good fighters, but they win their fights. So now you don't have like everybody that goes on that channel. I might not know 90% of them, but when Beat shows up, Blackie Chan shows up, a certain like amount of these people, it's like, oh shit, I'm going to click that. I'm going to watch that. Like you said, you can skip some steps. I don't have to go to UFC to watch these fights. I can just go to that YouTube right there and it's right there.
Yeah, bro. And that's, like I said, I think, you know, I'm not saying only fight Street Beefs. I say that do some amateur fights. If you're serious and you're talented, you know, if you're honestly talented and you're really trying to pursue a career, Street Beefs will help that. It's like Purple Heart right now. If you beef with the Migos, right, and they're saying your name, you're gonna blow the fuck. You just skipped a lot of steps, bro.
Oh yeah.
You just skipped a lot of steps. You beefing with the Migos, right? Soulja Boy, Drake, you're gonna blow up immediately, right? And then now people are gonna want you on their songs and shit, bigger people.
Right.
Same thing with this. Like, you know, I'm not saying you got to beef with Dana White, but you get 100, 200,000 followers.
I mean, you see the shit with Jake Paul. You see that whole shit. He's a YouTuber and he's out here fighting the biggest fights anybody's ever seen.
Yeah, and he skipped a lot of steps with clout, bro. You know, and I think sometimes people take clout as like a very negative word. You know, for me, when I hear the word clout, it's business, it's business. So you in this day, bro, you can skip a lot of steps if people know you.
Right. And people like you said, they kind of shit on it. Like, oh, I don't need clout. They all hunger for clout. It's like, yeah, clout pays my motherfucking bills. I can pay my bills with clout. Like, what the fuck? I can't pay off my ego, but my clout, I could pay my bills with that. Yeah. And it's like, those one-hit wonder bands and one-hit wonder anything, they can live on that one hit for so fucking long just from that one song. All those big songs, like I can't even think of a fucking big song that's
watch me whip, watch me nay, nay.
Right, that type of shit. Like nobody knows any other song, but they'll show up and know that song. Every fucking song. But you can live on that because of the clout. And like you said, it's like people think of it as a negative thing. We're both in the same boat. We're both trying to grow YouTube channels. We need clout to fucking grow these YouTube channels. And then you need clout to grow other YouTube channels. Because like you said, I don't want to do, actually music is what I want to do. I work a regular fucking job though, managing like a head shop, a tattoo shop. I don't want to fucking. I don't want to fucking do that though.
Yo, check this shit out though. Check this shit out. I don't know if you can see it.
I can't see it very well.
It's Rock Lee.
Oh my god, that's fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I run a tattoo shop. It's like I don't want to do that forever. I don't want to do it for much longer. I want to fucking do music, but I can't quit my job and do music full time if I don't have clout. You know what I mean? Because people got to know me.
And I think a lot of it is like just like some of the old school era, not used to that, but I mean, it's just a different day and age, bro. I think there is a very negative way you could be searching for clout. Like I could be on here being a dumbass saying dumbass shit, right? Maybe it goes viral. I don't want to be known for that shit. I want to be known for myself, bro.
I don't want to be an island boy.
Yeah.
It's like, who the fuck wants to do that? But there's a lot of people that'll do it. They'll beef with anybody. They'll say the craziest shit. You got, what's that fucking bitch's name? That girl that thinks she's white. That white girl that's obviously white. Fucking Vicky.
Yeah,
Vicky.
Yeah.
It's like, what is up with these people? And it's crazy. It's like the Island Boys and all these people. Like, we all know it's ridiculous. And we know you're doing this for clout. And somehow we all give them the clout. It's just fucking insane how that works. But
yeah, bro, for me, I just feel like, I keep chipping away at it, keep being honest with my shit. And eventually it's going to, just like Street Beefs, bro, like he just kept chipping away at it. And eventually it became something where it could support his life, bro, and change his family's life and change my life, bro, So that's like, honestly, with my shit, my goal is to build it up to where I can put family members on, bro, and they don't have to, because right now, bro, with the stuff that I do with Street Beefs, because that's my job, and I have a lot of, I don't want to say a lot of free time, but I'm at home, my job's at home, or wherever I take my fucking iPad, that's where my work is at, right? Or wherever my phone's at, that's where my work is at. So I want to be able to offer that to my family and shit, just like financial freedom and just be able to have time, or be able to work from home. So, for real, like my goal is to build up my shit, help my family, and then being able to turn whatever YouTube money I make to real life businesses, because, at the end of the day, for entertainment, that shit don't last forever.
Right. And if it is last forever, like not one single thing lasts forever. You got to reinvent it somehow, some way. You got to stay up to date with the shit. You can't just be doing the same shit over and over and over again.
And that's where, like, with it's a little off topic, but with my role with Street Beefs is, I try to come up with different ideas to like every year, bro. We try to always not switch up Street Beefs, but just add something that is still Street Beefs, but where it's not just the same shit. When I started, we added the editing, different camera work, right? And then the branches, and then adding intros and outros. And now we're adding different editing with slow-mos in between, and then trying to go international. So every year we try to switch things up a little bit.
Right. And that's good because everybody, corporations, even like McDonald's, Domino's, like these people change logos. They change the inside of their buildings. They spend millions of dollars reinventing their shit like every few years. because you have to stay on top of shit so people stay wanting to come back and shit.
Facts.
And shit changes like every day. The internet's so fucking quick to move. It's like you were saying, you want to do gaming, you want to do this, you want to do that. That's everybody every second. There's like, maybe I want to watch this video. Maybe I want to watch this video. And it's crazy when you can finally get a fucking audience. Like Street Beefs has an audience. Like it's crazy and so fucking badass that you can grow something from nothing. And then eventually you have like a real core base that you can start building off of. And that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, bro. It's definitely, you know, I've heard the story from Face like so many times, bro. And it's very inspiring. Like just like, if have you watched any of the Street Stories?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, so I mean, just from that shit, bro, if anybody is watching, I recommend go check that out. I mean, the dude was bottom of the bottom, bro, you know, and now here we are, bro, you know, to where it's at now. You know, it's just amazing. Like, you know, you put time and effort and care into the people, like not only the fighters, but the people that are running it and shit. Like you can go really far.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing about people in general, and one good thing that you guys have going on, like I was saying earlier, how one channel can start this channel and that channel and your channel and anybody's channel that's around there, is like you can build up your community. If you can change the world around you, is like you can change the whole world. Because like he may have changed your life and now you're going to change your family's life. And, you know, it just kind of goes on and on. You don't need, I'm not trying to get political, but you don't need the government to come in and like hand out food. I don't need the government to hand out, you know, shit. We got it. We got the shit here. We got each other, which is badass.
Yeah, that's the big thing that we really push, like over top of everything, bro, is like we're a family, you know, not just the people that work for Street Beefs, but even the people that are subscribed to us, people that are in the Facebook group, you know, friends and family, like fighters and shit too. You know, we're all a family. You know, that's the main thing that we want to have, is because a lot of people, bro, we all just want to be a part of something. You know, whether it's, you know, there's somebody that you watch daily, you know, on YouTube. Every time they drop new content, you commenting on there. Like, as humans, that's what we got. That's what we're built for, bro, is being part of a community. And we want to, there's been times, I know Face throughout the years he has, and I know since I started and really became more of a face in the organization, that people have reached out, be like, bro, Street Beefs is awesome. Like, they came to fight, even if it was their one and only time. They're like, bro, it's changed my life. You know, they make so many friends, you know, meet new people. They end up like, there's times, bro, where people just comment in the Facebook group like, hey, anybody in Iowa want to link up and spar, and then they become best friends. You know, so that's what really we strive for, bro, is just to build a dope and family community.
Me too, man. That's like literally the same thing I'm trying to do, like with the music and shit. Like ICP, I don't know if you know who they are. I'm sure you do.
The same clown posse, right?
Right. They got, you know, they're juggalos, and it's like they don't give a fuck about ICP. It's like, yeah, they do, you know, but they have each other. They literally consider themselves a family. That's what they chant and shit. Like, it's not about ICP anymore. It's about something way bigger than that. And like you're saying with the Facebook groups, I'm in some juggalo groups on Facebook, and a lot of these people link up in person, just like, yo, who's in this state? Let's fucking link. Yo, who's going to the concert? I need a ride. People will fucking give each other rides and shit.
Yeah.
And it's fucking crazy because you just, like you said, you want to feel a part of something, because when you feel like, even if you're not depressed, if you don't feel like you're a part of something or have a thing to live on or live with or whatever, then you're kind of like hopeless. You're like, what am I alive for? Like, what am I doing? And then when you can find that fucking purpose, like your whole life has meaning again. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially if you find people that have common interests, you know.
Right.
Whether it's music, fighting, fucking knitting, anything, bro. Like when you find somebody that's interested in the same shit as you, that makes it easier to make friends and shit.
And it's easier when you know what you're even interested in. Like most people, like luckily people like us like have YouTube, and we can do certain things that are creative that lets out our juices of creativity somehow. But a lot of people, most people, work normal jobs every single day. They just go to work, come home and eat and fucking do whatever and do what everybody else does. Go to the movies, bro, whatever the fuck.
And like for me, you know, some people, they might find the office job, construction. They might really enjoy that shit, bro. Like they might love, like I worked at a book factory. I met people that they just enjoyed making books, bro. Like they just loved the process. Some people just did it because that's all they had left. I had people tell me I was gonna be stuck there just like they were, you know. But for me, like my family, like, I'm first generation American on my mom and my dad's side. My dad's from Mexico, my mom's from Argentina. They came down here, they had me and shit. And like for me, I just feel like it's a disservice, and they don't put no pressure on me, bro. Like for them, honestly, if I would have went to college and, you know, became a accountant, a lawyer, whatever, they'd be proud of me. You know, that's probably maybe what they was looking for, you know. But for me, I just feel like I have to be something more than just what I consider average. Which average doesn't mean a bad thing. Your average might be different than my average, right? Like you might, like I said, you might really love numbers and accounting and shit. That's above, that's awesome for you. For me, that's not, like, it's not bad, but that's not what I want to be, you know? So I just want to, I said, I just want to be something great, you know? So all that effort that my mom and dad took and all those risks they took to get over here, bro, I want to show them like, look, like I'm not taking that shit for granted. I want to be something extra, you know, something where I can change something, you know? So yeah.
Right. And you gotta do it outside the box, because everybody's got their own shit going on, and you really find out like their big shit is always like some unique weird shit that they're always doing. It's not like some copycat ripoff of somebody else. It's always like, I don't know if you watched this T-Pain thing recently that came out, but he was on a rant about musicians. He was like,
yeah, I seen that.
We don't need another Lil Baby. We don't need a Da Baby. We don't need a Lil this. We don't need a Da Baby that. You know what I'm saying? It's like we need something new.
Yeah.
And luckily for the Street Beefs, you guys have figured it out for that, you know, because even with UFC and fucking WWE and like all these fighting organizations or whatever, you guys still carved out a path of your own, which is fucking insane. It's like NFL, you know, the XFL tried to do their thing.
Yeah.
It's so hard to compete whenever there's already massive people doing it already. So the fact that you can go on, because you guys are doing it differently for one. You guys don't have these massive $60 pay-per-views every month, and you have to pay for this and have cable. You just fucking upload it for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
Which is a badass and a much easier way to reach the audience. But it makes me curious, you know, you don't pay the fighters now. Are you going to do like a sponsored event in the future, or any events in the future where you have special fighters like Beach or whoever that come in that the fans want to watch fight, and then maybe pay them like, hey, this is going to be a real event. We're going to put this on pay-per-view and you will get paid or whatever. Is that something that's in the books for you guys, or not really?
So we definitely, so I guess like the question would be almost like, would we go sanctioned and have a pro am or a pro organization? Like that is a goal, you know, and something like that takes time because you got to go through commission and all this shit too. But just like I said, when I fought amateur, the dude that I was supposed to fight dropped out. The guy that I ended up fighting didn't have any blood work. So off rip, that's basically street beefs, what we were doing. I didn't get paid. I actually, for that fight, I lost $300 because I had to pay for blood work, physical, my hotel, everything. So if we were able to pay Face, or not pay Face, but if we were able to pay fighters, Face would have been doing that a long time ago, bro. Like I said, he's a very generous dude. He would have been paying these guys. It's just not legal,
right?
You know, and we can get in a lot of trouble. It could shut down the whole thing, you know. And some people might be like, oh, that's fucked up. You know, you're taking advantage of whatever. But the thing is, it's not, bro. Like, you know, these guys want to fight. It's a cheaper cost than having to fight amateur. I lost money going into amateur, and they benefited me money also. You know, there's it's not different. You know, even what we offer is even greater though, because you get people to actually watch your fight. My fight, bro, the people that was recording it, I swear to God, but it was on Facebook Live like this, and during my fight, they turned the camera to themselves, made a funny little face, and then put it back to my fight. I didn't even have a good video of my fight. I have 2 shitty recordings of my fight.
Damn.
200 people saw it that were there, and maybe some of my Facebook friends and Instagram followers. This is back when nobody fucking knew who I was.
Right.
And and it's just like, you know, sometimes on the comments I'll see like, man, y'all should be paying them, but it's like, bro, amateurs even worse.
Right.
You
I don't
gotta
even.
pay.
Yeah, I don't think you should pay them for sure. Not the ones that like just show up and want to fight. You know, I think
Yeah,
those people
like
are just they don't understand how this shit works.
yeah, and we do have works on starting a pro organization, which when we go pro or when we have a pro organization, yeah, we'll be able to pay them,
Right.
you know.
I was
But
more meaning like one-off events, like once every now and then. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Not like
so
you turn on the whole thing, like, hey, let's go pro. Like, do one sanctioned event, like once a year or once every 6 months. We'll pick a location and like you can have sponsors. Like I'll sponsor, right? Hey, Purple
yeah.
Hearts wants to sponsor. You buy $1,000, and you'll have these sponsors. Is that something that you could do, or is that
So
kind of
you
what you're
gotta think
talking
about
about?
it also kind of like before they changed how NCAA rules were, you know.
Right, because I don't know how that works.
Yeah, so I'm a football athlete, bro, and then you come up and you give me $20 for gas.
Mm-hmm.
That could get me in a lot of trouble and lose my scholarship. You know, even if it's something innocent like that, or you know, you are like, hey man, you know, Esteban, you're number 1 in the nation. You're gonna go pro next year. Look, I'm gonna take care of you your sophomore season. I'm gonna get you a little apartment. I'm gonna pay for your car.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even if you don't give me nothing, you're just paying for my shit. That's illegal, bro. You know,
Right.
and so like doing something like that, even though I wish and I know Face wishes we could, we just can't, you know. If the laws were to change, then of course, you know,
Right.
but unfortunately, like the only way that we could like be able to pay these guys for real is if we start a pro organization or
Right.
they go pro and they get paid.
Right. Which obviously you don't want to go all deep into that shit right now, especially because you guys, I feel like you're just now getting like the real foundation. I mean, you have 2 million subs now, I think, over one at least.
Yeah, we
Uh,
have 2.6, I think 2.6, 2.46, but yeah, I mean, and also like being able to do a pro event isn't as simple as like what we do. Like, hey, you got a backyard or you have property. All right, we just got to bring the cage up, put out the word. You know,
right.
with doing a pro organization, you have to pay for managers. You have to pay for what is it like ambulances, police, then you got to pay for insurance, and then before you can even do all those steps you have to be approved
Mm-hmm.
by the sanctioning body that hey, you're allowed to do it, and they might not even approve you, you
Right.
know. And and getting approved is very difficult. So I mean, regardless if we wanted to do something like that, which we're starting slowly on it, but that could take up to like a year and a half, you know, to really get it down right. And because I mean, I've been to some pro, like the event that I fought at was pro am, so there was professionals and amateurs.
Mm-hmm.
It was shit, bro. Like it was terrible. Like it was just a bad event, you know. And we don't want to do that. You know, we want to
Right.
make sure everything's right, you know, that it's a good time. You know, the people that are coming to watch, like they paid 40, 50, $60, $100 for a ticket, and it's worth it to be there.
Mm-hmm. And now, yeah, I think a lot of people need to understand that for sure because I didn't know how the rules worked. I was just thinking maybe they could do like a sponsored event where they have like 5 sponsors pay like money and they'll just pay everybody off. But yeah, it's fucked up because, you know, anybody could do it. But yeah, the laws, that's just the only thing stopping anybody, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
and I mean, there's some fighters that, you know, after they've made a name, you know, there might be a company that hits them up and they pay for their gloves, you know, get them gloves or something.
I was going to ask you that
Or
too. Like, do you guys provide the equipment that these people are using, like mouth guards, gloves, or anything like that? Or do they have to bring
so
it on their own?
we bring extra, but a lot of the people always bring their own. They always usually have their own stuff.
That's good because I didn't
Yeah.
know. I figured most people don't fight normally when they show up. I assume most of them aren't like pros or anything. They don't fight every day. But
Yeah, well, I think people that show up,
I,
they they usually know, okay, I have to have a mouthpiece and gloves and a cup.
right.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
sometimes they
good that you have
bring,
to have a cup. Yeah.
yeah, and they sometimes they bring the wrong size gloves, so we end up having to give them one of ours, you know. But yeah, I mean, mostly everybody knows what they're supposed to bring.
Right. That's good at least.
Yeah.
I kept you on here for a while. I'm gonna wrap up with a few questions really quick. Um, What are some of your favorite fighters that are on the street beefs that maybe some people haven't checked out?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think one that he's old, not old as in age, but Iraqi Assassin. Dude's been fighting in street beef since the beginning. He's a savage. He's gotten so much better. And then there's Beast. Beast, he fights every once in a while, but the dude's a freaking tank and can fly, bro. He's a savage. I think people need to be watching for him. And then recently we had this guy named Bobcat. He fought a guy who I used to the gym that I ran. He fought there. Me and him were actually training partners back in the day. They fought each other, and Bobcat took the win. Even though it's his first fight, I think that is somebody to look out for. I think he's going to be a savage because he grapples, but he tries to punish you when he grapples. And then let me see. I think Blackie Chan also. He's popular, but once he gets in the gym more and stuff, he's already dangerous. I think once he learns a few more things, he's going to be even more dangerous. But I say those are like my big ones to look out for.
Right. That's a good one. Yeah. I like Blackie Chan. I've watched him and I'm like, every time I see somebody get in the ring, I'm like, I feel sorry for you. Because even if you win against him, it's like you're still going to take a good beating for a minute, which is not fun.
Oh, another one is Cheese. This dude named Cheese. He's the one that just fought Blackie Chan recently. That dude he's a beast. He's underrated right now, but that dude is a beast.
I'm gonna have to check him out too.
Yeah.
I bet some people get some egos coming out of there. I mean, not all of them, I would imagine, but some of them probably like, I whooped his ass.
Yeah, sometimes. And then
I do see some old heads in there though, get in there, and I'm like, man, this old guy's about to get swept. And then somehow this old guy's got fucking hands.
Yeah, they got that old man strength. That old man strength.
They straight up do. I'm like, damn, dude. What kind of music do you listen to on a normal basis?
Right now I've been listening to a lot of Fulio.
I don't know what that is.
So he's a Florida rapper, like a Florida drill rapper. He's my favorite artist right now. I got into that. I was listening to a little bit of Willow Smith recently. I got on a Willow Smith kick after I heard her song on TikTok. Island Boys.
Oh my god.
No, I'm playing.
I'm an island boy. I cannot with that. So
but funny. Yeah, I would say right now, Fulio. But my favorite artist of all time, which I'm looking for, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow. Juice WRLD is dropping his album. All time, bro. My favorite artist, bro. Like that. I know a lot of people can say this shit, but I feel like I really like, cause I OD'd, bro. I can't even remember when it was now. I think it's been like 4 years, I believe, 4 or 5 years ago. Right. But I OD'd like when I was like 19, bro. And then I found his music and shit. It just spoke to me, bro. Like I understand like a lot of the shit that he talks about. Like I just can vibe with that shit. So Juice WRLD all time. But right now what I'm listening to is Fulio.
Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to check out some Fulio. I like some drill rap sometimes.
Yeah.
2 more questions. Have you had any absolutely crazy beef matches that you have been a part of or witnessed? Or any matches, quite frankly?
The craziest one?
Yeah, any crazy ones that maybe we should check out, or maybe some that didn't even make it?
So I would say the craziest one is Italian Tyson versus J-Rock. That was a title match, but with all the shit talking that was going on in the Facebook group, it turned into a beef fight. Especially at the time, like everybody thought that Italian Tyson was just gonna run through everybody because he has, and then J-Rock comes in. I think he had only fought like 3 or 4 times, but Italian Tyson was really disrespecting him before the fight. And that fight was just it was a banger. J-Rock versus Italian Tyson's a banger.
I'm gonna have to check that one out too, because I like the good ones. There's a lot of good ones in there where you're like, damn, I don't know who's gonna win this shit. They're both fucking throwing haymakers over here.
Yeah.
And obviously this podcast is called But Do You Have a Real Job? I started it mostly because I'm a musician. People be like, I know you do music, but like, what's your real job? It's yeah, music can't be a real job, you fuck. So what would you consider a real job?
If it's paying the bills, it's a real job, bro. Even if that shit's paying your phone bill, it's a job, bro. That's the way I look at it, bro. Like even when you're starting out and you're grinding and you're not making money, it's still a job. But like, cause I remember I used to just say it was a hobby, and then I started earning money. And like, my channel isn't making a bunch, bro. I'm making like $100 a month right now since I got monetized. And then yeah, Face one day told me, he was like, bro, he said, that shit paying bills? I was like, yeah, I was paying my phone bill. He was like, then it's a job, bro. I was like, it's not just a hobby no more. I was like, damn, yeah, you're right. So if it's paying bills, bro, that's a job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fuck it. Instagram has been paying me recently. They do these bonuses or whatever. And I've been getting money for like the last 4 months from Instagram. So I'm like, I don't give a fuck. These people are like, yeah, you got a real job. I'm like, I'm making more money than you on Instagram, dog. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, bro. Look, like I said, if that shit paying your water bill, paying your phone bill, getting you your blunts or something, if it's making you some money and paying some of your daily shit, fuck it, bro. That shit a job to me.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Do you have anything you want to leave off with, and maybe post your social media or say your social media, and I can post it in the link below?
Bad, bro. First off, make sure you guys go subscribe to Street Beefs. Without Street Beefs, I wouldn't be here with Purple Hearts on this podcast. Make sure you guys go subscribe to his channel. Go follow him on IG. And then if you guys want to follow me or hit me up or interested in Street Beef shit, I'm Lord Besteban on every single platform.
Hell yeah, man. There you go. Well, thank you for coming on, man. It's much appreciated. And thank you guys for listening to the podcast, whether you're listening to it online or watching it on YouTube. Thank you very much. This has been But Do You Have a Real Job here with Lord Besteban off of the Street Beefs channel. Be sure to go subscribe to them. And I'm sure if you've made it this far, you're probably subscribed to them. So thanks again for listening. And I hope you have a great rest of your week, guys. And we are out of here. Bye.
But do you have a real job?